What if I told you there's a volcano that bleeds electric blue fire, or a city lost for 50 years perfectly preserved at the bottom of a lake? And what about an island where thousands of decaying dolls hang from the trees, watching your every move? These aren't fairy tales. They are real destinations you can actually travel to, places that hold some of our planet's most baffling and beautiful secrets. Our world is full of unexplained wonders. If you look past the ordinary, you'll find places that whisper ancient myths, that seem to laugh in the face of science and completely challenge our definition of reality. Today, we're not just sharing legends, we're taking you on a journey to some of Earth's most puzzling spots. Places you can genuinely pack a bag and visit. If you love diving into the unknown, make sure you subscribe for more adventures like this one. From deserts where rocks sail on their own, to lost underwater cities and eerie islands watched over by silent dolls, get ready to uncover the secrets of these incredible visitable marvels. So, are you ready to explore the unexplained? Deep inside California's Death Valley, there's a remote, sun-baked flatland called Racetrack Playa. And here lies a mystery that has stumped scientists for decades: the sailing stones. These aren't just little pebbles, some are boulders weighing over 700 pounds. And yet they move, carving long, strange tracks into the dry earth, as if they have a mind of their own. For years, nobody had ever seen them move, which led to all sorts of wild theories. Hurricane-force winds, bizarre magnetic fields, and even aliens. The truth, or at least the leading scientific theory, is just as mind-bending. It requires a rare combination of conditions. A thin layer of rainwater that freezes overnight into large, thin sheets of ice like window panes. When the desert sun melts this ice and it begins to break apart, even a light breeze of 10 miles an hour can push these ice sheets. With rocks frozen inside them, the sheets gently nudge the stones along the slippery mud underneath. The movement is incredibly slow, perhaps just a few feet a minute, so you'd hardly notice it was happening. Visiting Racetrack Playa is an adventure in itself. You'll need a tough, high-clearance vehicle because the roads are rugged and unpaved. There are zero facilities out there, so you have to bring everything you need, plenty of water, food, and sunscreen. The stark beauty of the playa, surrounded by desolate mountains, is truly otherworldly. To stand next to one of these huge stones and trace its long, silent trail is like connecting with a deep, almost poetic, earthly secret. Just remember to look, not touch. Preserving this delicate scientific wonder is paramount. Imagine flying over the arid grasslands of Namibia's Namib Desert. Below, you'd see something truly bizarre. Millions of perfectly round, bare patches of sand interrupting the sea of grass. These are the fairy circles. They range from a few feet to over 40 feet across, making the landscape look like it's covered in giant polka dots for hundreds of miles. Their cause has been a hot topic for scientists and a source of folklore for the local Himba people who attribute them to spirits, gods, or even a dragon living beneath the earth. For decades, researchers have debated different ideas. One major theory was that sand termites were the tiny architects, clearing vegetation around their nests. Another strong contender is the theory of plant self-organization. In such a harsh, dry environment, plants might compete so fiercely for water that they create these empty zones, allowing the plants on the edge of the circle to thrive. Recently, studies have found evidence for both, suggesting that termites and plant competition may work together to create and maintain these puzzling patterns. Seeing the fairy circles in person means stepping into a landscape that feels both alien and completely natural. You can find lodges and tour companies in the Namibran Nature Reserve or near the Brandberg Massif that offer guided trips. You'll drive through stunning desert scenery, likely spotting wildlife like oryx and springbok. Standing at the edge of a fairy circle, seeing its perfect shape and the sheer number of them makes you wonder about the hidden forces that shape our planet. It's a humbling reminder that even in the most desolate places, incredible mysteries are unfolding. Picture a volcano that doesn't just erupt with red-hot lava, but also burns with a ghostly electric blue fire. It sounds like science fiction, but it's entirely real at Kawah Ijen, a volcano in East Java, Indonesia. By day, it's a stunning crater with a kilometer-wide turquoise acid lake, the largest of its kind in the world. But by night, Kawah Ijen transforms. Sulfuric gases burst from cracks in the volcano at extremely high pressures and temperatures, reaching up to 600 degrees Celsius. When these gases hit the open air, they ignite, creating an incredible blue glow. This mesmerizing blue flame isn't lava, it's the light from burning sulfur. Some of this gas condenses into liquid sulfur, which continues to burn as it flows down the slopes, creating the illusion of blue lava rivers. The sight is unbelievably beautiful, but also incredibly dangerous. The air is thick with pungent sulfur dioxide, so a gas mask is mandatory for anyone who gets close. Local miners brave these conditions every day, hauling heavy baskets of hardened sulfur down the mountain. If you want to witness Kawa Ijan's blue fire, you have to be ready for an early start, typically around 1 or 2 a.m. That's when you begin the trek to the crater rim before descending toward the lake before sunrise. It's a challenging hike, and a guide is essential due to the tricky terrain and toxic fumes. Tour operators will provide gas masks and lead the way. Despite the difficulty, watching those spectral blue flames dance in the darkness set against the acid lake and the silhouettes of hard-working miners is an unforgettable, surreal experience, a powerful encounter with the raw, untamed forces of nature. Dotted across Costa Rica's Diquis Delta and on Isla del Cano are hundreds of stone spheres, many of which are almost perfectly round. Some are small enough to hold, but others are massive, weighing up to 16 tons and measuring over 6 feet in diameter. Known locally as Las Bolas, these petrospheres are believed to have been crafted by the Diquis culture, which flourished between 700 AD and 1530 AD before vanishing. But why they were made, how they achieved such precision, and what their placement signifies are still huge mysteries. Most are carved from gabbro, a very hard volcanic rock. It's astounding to consider how an ancient culture without modern measuring tools or metal chisels capable of easily shaping such hard stone achieved this level of roundness. Researchers are still investigating that puzzle. Theories about their purpose range from marking astronomical alignments and serving as status symbols to acting as territorial markers or signposts to important sites. Tragically, many spheres were moved or damaged by treasure hunters before proper archaeological study, losing vital clues to their history. Today you can see many of these spheres at the Finca 6 archaeological site, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that features a collection in their original locations and a museum about the Diquis culture. You'll also spot them in public parks, museums, and even private gardens across Costa Rica. Visiting Finca 6 is the best way to learn about them in their original context. It's a chance to ponder the ingenuity of this pre-Columbian civilization and the silent stories these ancient stones might still hold. Imagine an ancient city filled with ornate stone archways, detailed carvings, and grand temples. Now, imagine it not in ruins in a desert, but perfectly preserved beneath the calm waters of a man-made lake. This is Shecheng, often called the Atlantis of the East, located beneath Qiandao Lake in China's Zhejiang province. Founded during the Han Dynasty over 1,400 years ago, Lion City, as it was known, was a bustling political and economic hub. But in 1959, it was deliberately flooded to create the Shannan River Dam and Qiandao Lake. For over 50 years, Shecheng was all but forgotten. When it was rediscovered in the early 2000s, divers found a perfectly preserved time capsule. The water had protected it from the erosion of wind, rain, and sun, leaving the city's buildings in amazing condition. Explorers of its silent streets have found structures from the Ming and Qing dynasties, with incredible carvings of lions, dragons, and phoenixes adorning temple beams and memorial arches. Even wooden staircases have survived the decades underwater. Reaching Shecheng is an excursion mainly for experienced divers on organized tours. It's quite deep, between 85 and 130 feet, and visibility can be challenging, so advanced diving skills are a must. For those who make the journey, it's an ethereal experience, swimming through archways where merchants once bustled and past temples where people once prayed. It's like drifting through a hauntingly beautiful dream. Shecheng is a striking reminder that civilizations can be lost not just to time, but sometimes to our own progress. In the quiet town of Kutna Hora, an hour east of Prague, There's a small, unassuming Roman Catholic chapel with a profoundly macabre secret. Beneath the cemetery church of All Saints lies the Sedlec ossuary, a place where art and death merge in an unforgettable display. It is decorated with the skeletons of an estimated 40,000 to 70,000 people. Their bones have been artistically arranged to form chandeliers, garlands, chalices, and even a massive coat of arms for the Schwarzenberg family. The ossuary's story began in the 13th century when an abbot returned from a pilgrimage and scattered holy soil across the Sedlec cemetery. This made it a highly desirable burial ground, especially during the Black Death in the 14th century and the Hussite Wars. This resulted in a massive surplus of human remains. In 1870, a woodcarver named František Rint was tasked with organizing the exhumed bones. Instead of merely stacking them, he created the hauntingly beautiful and admittedly unsettling arrangements seen today. The Sedlec ossuary is easily accessible by train or bus from Prague, making it a popular day trip. Stepping inside, you're struck by the sheer volume of bones, all meticulously cleaned and creatively repurposed. The centerpiece is a giant chandelier, said to contain at least one of every bone in the human body. While some may find it gruesome, many view it as a powerful memento mori, a reminder that life is fleeting and death is universal. It's a place that inspires awe, contemplation, and perhaps a shiver down your spine. South of Mexico City, hidden in the ancient canals of Xochimilco, lies a small artificial island with a truly chilling reputation. Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. This is no ordinary garden. Instead of flowers, this floating island is covered with hundreds, possibly thousands, of decaying and mutilated dolls. They hang from trees, fences, and buildings, their empty eye sockets, missing limbs, and dirt-caked faces, creating a deeply eerie atmosphere. The legend behind the island is as tragic as it is strange. Don Julian Santana Barrera, the island's late caretaker, supposedly found the body of a young girl who had drowned. Shortly after, he found a doll floating in the water. To honor her spirit and ward off further evil, he hung the doll in a tree. For the next 50 years, he obsessively collected and hung more and more dolls, believing they were possessed by spirits or appeased the drowned girl's soul. Tragically, in 2001, Don Julian was found drowned in the very same canal. Visiting the island of the dolls is an experience that sticks with you. You travel there by trajinera, a colorful flat-bottomed boat. The journey itself is part of the adventure, starting in lively main canals before turning into quieter, more somber waterways as you approach the island. Visitors report an unnerving silence on the island, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the creaking of dolls swinging in the breeze. Some even claim the dolls whisper or that their eyes follow you. Whether you believe the legends or not, the visual impact of this folk art shrine-turned-memorial is undeniably powerful, a bizarre and poignant monument to loss, obsession, and the uncanny. Our planet is filled with mysteries just waiting to be explored. From the silent dance of desert stones to haunted islands and cities lost beneath the waves, these are just a few of the places that challenge our understanding and ignite our curiosity. So which of these incredible spots would you dare to visit first? Or do you know of another mysterious, visitable location we should feature? Let us know in the comments below. If you're hungry for more adventures into the unknown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next journey. The world is a far stranger and more wonderful place than we often give it credit for. The places we've looked at today aren't just dots on a map. They are doorways to the past, windows into phenomena we can't quite explain, and testaments to the incredible power of nature and human ingenuity. They remind us that there are still secrets to uncover, questions to be asked, and that the greatest adventure often lies in seeking out the mysteries that surround us. So keep exploring, keep wondering, and never lose your sense of awe for this puzzling earth we call home.